Shiesty responds to what Wack100 said about all of the snitchings. He says, yo, look, Wax, ain't no one over here is snitchings. The only persons that snitchings is your mans. BBN Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Pooh Shiesty. That's right, the Pooh Shiesty who recently copped out to shooting someone and who was actually still facing charges for another shooting of a different person, has tweeted or Instagrammed, it was an Instagram post, about Wack100 calling him a snitch. And he said, Wack, shut the heck up. Okay. I want to be clear on something. The first thing is this. Over there on that channel, that's what they do. They talk about different topics on that Clubhouse that I believe it happened on. I believe it happened in the Trolls Nation Clubhouse. I could be wrong though. But what they usually do in that Clubhouse is look for snitches. I mean, I don't know. It seems to me like that's one of the main things that they do over there, which is ironic to say the least, because they're a fan base that is built around Tekashi 6ix9ine. So I'm kind of not curious. Anyway, look, if it works for them, it works for me. What the hell do I know? Anyway, in this room, I believe it was that room, Wack100 and them, as usual, the trolls, were having a discussion about a snitch once again, and they were trying to say that it was Pooh Shiesty. What they said was that in Pooh Shiesty's paperwork, he mentioned 2 other people. The thing about this is, this is the thing, they had no context. They just decided to just read a thing and have no context. Now, you'll see people do this often when they try to have an argument with you, and they'll say some shit and you'll be like, yeah, but that doesn't apply here. And they'll be like, it don't matter. Isn't that a thing now? And you just gotta sit there and be like, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. That's why you don't want to have no context to it, because you know I'm right. Anyway, that might not be the case in this particular situation. Anyway, so then they went on a little tirade. During that conversation, I do want to say Wack100 was already walking back a lot of those statements, saying, basically alluding to the fact that he did not know the context. But that was well after everybody was going. As well after, you know, they was where they wanted to be with it. And then he started reeling it back some. I just want to say this because he also was walking those statements back after, I believe. But during the conversation, he was also walking the statement back, for anybody that don't know. So basically they was trying to say he snitched. But what they're not paying attention to, and this is the context that they're not aware of, or they forgot, I have no idea. But the guy that Pooh Shiesty has admitted to shooting, there's 2 people that got shot, I believe. One of the individuals that Pooh Shiesty had admitted to shooting, before he admitted that, obviously, that person was caught up in a RICO charge. He got added to a separate RICO charge that don't got nothing to do with this. It's some kind of scam and fraud ring. When that happened, not Pooh Shiesty, just so we can be clear, not Pooh Shiesty. One of his co-defendants was aware of this first, his lawyer. His lawyer then, I believe, contacted the other lawyers. Then they then contacted the government, and they all came together on a plea deal. Now, the reason in which why I'm telling it like that, because they all mentioned each other because they already had a consensus. There was already consensus among the attorneys and among the defendants that that what they were gonna do is that they were gonna all plead. So they all mentioned names. So there is no snitching there. So that's crazy. Anyway, so for everybody so what ends up happening is Pooh Shiesty actually put out a message. He read it. He put it will never show in no paper that I sat down with the government and gave a statement. No one on the case with me nor anyone else for anything in return in that case. I will not be here. A factual proffer is not a government proffer where the weak will sit down until they are sold. Know the difference before you use my name in vain. Before I bit some cheese, I sit down. Before I bite some cheese, I sit down and keep quiet. Anyone that enters a negotiation plea agreement will be a factual proffer or a factual basis that the government will use in court to prove on the guilt they're trying to show. I want all you lame ass dudes to keep the same energy. I stand on business. Now check this out. First of all, he wrote that in the way that y'all know people text. So none of those words are spelled correctly, but you gotta appreciate that though. He's like, you know what? This is my real sayings over here. My lawyers did not have any parts of this. Anyway, shout out to that shit. So just so we can be clear, and he is right though. You can have, especially if you plead out, you have to have a proffer basically where you're saying what you did. That's basically what he's basically saying. He's saying that I did not have a situation where I was going in there to talk on anybody about anything that anyone did in order to acquire any kind of in order to receive anything. I only told about what we did. Basically, like I said, I believe there was an agreement. Now, I don't know this definitely. I cannot definitely know this. But me remembering when this happened and the way that they moved, it seemed to me like one lawyer found out. We found out that lawyer had reached out to the DA. And then after that lawyer had reached out into the DA, the very next lawyer that reached out, you got it, Pooh Shiesty's. So that's what leads me to believe that the first lawyer, that they already had a agreement and they spoke. And then the first lawyer called and spoke to them directly and was like, well, you know, what's on the table, this and this and that. And after he spoke, because not for nothing, you would not want Pooh Shiesty's lawyer to call first, not for nothing, because if we're all working together, we want it to be a situation where no one is necessarily getting preferential treatment. And if Pooh Shiesty lawyer call in, who knows what to say? They might be like, well, yeah, we'll give Pooh Shiesty all of the pardons over here, but the other two guys, jail forever. So you don't really know, you know what I'm saying? So they have the other guys call. That's why I would assume one of the other attorneys call first. Anyway, so the other attorney, one of the other attorneys contacted him. Then after that, he was contacted by Pooh Shiesty, lawyer, attorney. So yeah, so there was no snitching that went on. Anyway, so they're mad about that. But that's what those guys do over there. I seen them call a ton of people snitches for the littlest thing. They be like, yo, I seen this guy, right? He was on a bus. It went past the police station. He turned his head. He gotta be a snitch. He was trying to throw me off, but I caught him. Like, what the hell is going on over here? I was in the bathrooms and shits. It was the public bathrooms. So I go in there and I'm washing my hands, and there's a guy, he comes in and he looks and he sees me and he decides not to wash his hands. I tell you why he's a snitch. I'm laughing at the exaggeration, but really, it really do be that slim why they be calling people snitches sometimes. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what y'all guys think. Put it down in the comment section. So he's up. Pooh Shiesty responded back. He said, "Come on, man, we're not on this every time. We're staying on business." I want to know what y'all guys think. Does anybody think Pooh Shiesty's a snitch? And specifically with what you heard me say, how I believe the chain of events happened, which literally seems like how the chain of events happened. Do you think that that will be a reason to call somebody a snitch? With that being said, we out of here. Like, comment, subscribes. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Bombers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I get on this one. I'm out.